Hello, good evening, and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. How's everybody tonight? Hope you're all well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. So then, we are on our final show, taking a look at the brand new releases for the Alien, the role-playing game from Free League Publishing. And tonight we are taking a look at the first of the cinematic adventure modules for this new Evolved edition. We are taking a look at Rapture Protocol. So, yes, this is a brand new cinematic adventure, the first part in the Jeremiah Saga trilogy. So we will have more to come, I dare say, throughout next year. Very excited to take a look at this. We've been looking at the brand new Evolved edition over the last couple of shows. We took a look at the brand new starter set that included the adventure Hadley's Last Hope. We took a look at the Evolved edition core rules and the game mother screen. So now it's an opportunity to take a look at an adventure. Of course, my thanks to Free League Publishing for providing a copy of Rapture Protocol for us to take a look at this evening. And of course the accompanying box set of miniatures. So we'll do the actual cinematic adventure first, and then we'll take a look at the miniatures. Now, because this is an adventure, we are going to be in spoiler territory throughout. If you want to play this as an actual player, then you probably want to stop watching. You don't want anything ruined. I won't look at every aspect in the box set, but there'll be enough in there for you to sort of see spoilers, and you don't want that, really, do you? But of course, if you are going to be a game mother, then you're more than likely going to want to sort of check out the details and see what this new adventure has in store for your hapless players, yeah? Alright, so there we go. Spoilers have been set. You have been warned. Let's go to the table then and check it out. So, here we go. Rapture Protocol Cinematic Adventure for the Alien, the role-playing game. This is the Evolved edition, but well, that's the thing, isn't it? I think this would actually still work with the first edition, I think, and likewise the previous adventures will work with the Evolved edition. I think I'm right in saying that. But let's see what we got. Rapture Protocol is a complete cinematic adventure for Alien, the role-playing game Evolved edition. It is a standalone adventure, but also serves as the first installment of the Jeremiah Saga trilogy. The adventure is designed for 3 to 5 players plus the game mother, and returns to the roots of the Alien franchise, featuring a crew of a small starfreighter on a resupply run to the remote Jeremiah 4 industrial colony, soon embroiled in a deadly conflict. So, what do we have here? This box set contains the main Rapture Protocol scenario book, a huge double-sided map featuring the starfreighter USS Fidanza? I'm going to go with that, Fidanza, on one side, and the Jeremiah 4 mining base on the other. 5 pre-generated characters to choose from, playing cards for personal agendas and NPCs, cardboard tokens for characters and creatures, player maps and handouts. Here we go. So, note, the Alien RPG core rulebook, Evolved edition or First edition, is required to play Rapture Protocol. So yes, you can use this with either edition. Content warning, of course, this is a horror game that includes dark and violent themes. It is not suitable for children. And then it does point out that there is the Alien RPG miniatures set Rapture Protocol. Available separately, includes 20 high-quality 28mm miniatures designed specifically for this adventure, and the maps included in this box set. We will take a look at that. I really like this art. I think this is really cool. I like the warm colours. Most of the artwork in the Evolved Edition and in the previous version of the Alien core rules always had quite a cold sort of palette to it. But I think this is really, really cool. And it makes me think of the Alien 3 and the sort of the refinery prison planet that they were on. Don't know if that's going to play into it at all, but that's what it makes me think of. What do you guys think? Good evening, Roger. How are you? Just getting started. We're going to open the lid on Rapture Protocol. What do you think of the art? Pretty amazing, yeah? We'll just put that there. Obviously, as you can see, we've got quite a glossy cover. So we've got a little bit of shine. Let's see what we've got in here. I don't want to sort of ruin things, even though we have spoilers up. We have a number of handouts, which all look very, very cool. So we're not going to focus too much on those. But they have that definite feel of that late 1970s sci-fi future. Yeah, that's cool. We'll put those there. They seem to be single-sided. As it said, we have a number of cards, which we'll keep there. Anybody who watched me look through the starter set, it took me a long time to open that box of cards. I am sure that they were spot welded together. We got a bank of tokens for the various player characters and NPCs. Of course, I suppose there is a kind of spoiler throughout all of this. Though, it's the first cinematic adventure. To think that we wouldn't be up against a xenomorph, you know. I think that's kind of stands to reason to some degree, doesn't it? Let's move this out the way. What we'll do is well, these are all of our maps. We'll look at those last. Let's take a look at the adventure here. And this is actually quite a weighty book. We got we like maps. We do indeed, don't we? Do indeed. So then, what do we have here? Let's see, do we have a little bit of an overview that might give us an idea? I don't want to ruin anything too much. So, Rapture Protocol is a complete cinematic adventure for the Alien role-playing game. It requires either the Alien core rule or boxed starter set to play. In this adventure, the players take the role of the crew of a decaying old Bison-class transport ship, the USS Fidanza, making a simple run to the mining facility to deliver equipment and collect a refinery tower when they become embroiled in a deadly situation. Rapture Protocol is designed for 3 to 5 players, plus the game mother. It is expected to take about 3 sessions to complete. I imagine it's probably because it's split up into the 3 acts. It's very much done like a movie. So, the industrial colony Jeremiah 4 on a remote moon is a small mining facility built to drill for the rare earth metal promethium, processing huge amounts of ore for very little output. It is designed to be as productive as possible, but as cheap as possible to run. There's nothing unique about it, and supply runs are few and far between. For years, life on Jeremiah 4 has been a monotonous slog for its 25 staff. until now. Drilling deep into the moon for a fresh vein of ore, the miners found something, and it's created a division between the workers so terrible that violence and death has occurred. Jeremiah 4 is not a place anybody wants to be right now. Okay. Interesting. So, it does point out, before playing, you as the game mother should read the entire booklet and familiarise yourself with the contents. And it is for mother's eyes only. Again, if you are a player, you do not want to be watching now. So what do we have? Player characters. We've got some personal agendas. Every PC has a personal agenda for each act of the adventure. These agendas are printed on playing cards, included in the box set. At the start of a new act, hand out each player their agenda card for the act. They are not allowed to show their cards to each other. That's cool. I guess that's the kind of thing, isn't it, with the Alien games? If you're maybe a corporate person, you might have the corporation. That might be your primary objective, and forget everybody else around you. Tokens and miniatures. Box set includes cardboard tokens for each PC and NPC in the adventure. For even deeper immersion, we've got the Alien RPG miniature set, Rapture Protocol, available separately. See, I'm very excited about this, because does this then mean that each of these, each part of this Jeremiah Saga, this trilogy, has a set of miniatures with each? Does that mean that it's not just colonists and space truckers and xenomorphs? Might we get an alien queen? Might we get some colonial marines at some point? So that's quite exciting. So we do, yes, we have this breakdown of Acts 1, 2, and 3. We'll just sort of scan over this very quickly, again, not to ruin too much, but the first act takes place on the Fidanza, with the PCs being awakened by Mother as they reach the destination threshold. Mother sounds the alarm. An unknown organism has been detected on the vessel. Oh, okay. Not a good start. Act 2. Upon entering the seemingly deserted station, the PCs run across signs of violence, strange inscriptions, and unintelligible writings on the wall. After running into survivors from both sides and learning what has happened, they soon understand that the Fidanza is clamped to the ground with magnetic locks and cannot take off. Oh, things are building. Act 3. The PCs, excuse me, know what they must do. They run across a fresh problem. Oh, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, again, don't want to say too much. Cool. Okay. So we have a variety of non-player characters. We have a bartender. Yeah. Again, there's a lot of spoilers as we go through this, just catching little bits of information. We of course do have a xenomorph. Again, this is something that I will be really interested in. Does the Alien role-playing game always have to have a xenomorph? There are other aliens, aren't there? Space is big. Surely there are other creatures that we might have to contend with. Okay, so looking then at the Fidanza. So it's a M-class commercial towing vehicle. So that's the same as the... Is it this... Not Nostromo. So we have variety of different rooms. Ah, here we go. And then we have some wonderful deck plans. This is cool. I like it. We'll of course get to see this in a larger detail when we take a look at the actual maps. But these are for the game mother. Got a mess, an infirmary, hypersleep, bunks and showers, airlocks. In fact, when you look at it, I always thought that the ship within Alien was actually massive, but it's actually quite small. And of course, just a large number of crawl spaces all the way throughout. That'll be fun. So yeah, we have a breakdown of the different rooms. It does seem it's actually kind of... Yeah, so essentially it sets up what needs to happen, and then pretty much everything else is just open to the players for them to explore, isn't it? And I suppose once something happens, it then moves on to the next act. Which makes sense. So we now have the Jeremiah 4 mining facility. Again, this will be something that I'll find quite interesting. Seeing the different worlds. I really enjoyed the sort of world building in Alien Romulus. I thought that was really fantastic. So being able to sort of transport that into the game, I think that's going to be awesome. Oh wow, look at this. That's cool. That's very cool. Again, I like we got our connecting. These all look like modules, don't they? But we all have the ventilations, just this network. So yes, we're going to have creatures running around in there, no problem. And again, it pretty much just breaks down all of the different locations. Oh, things are not going too well there. Some of this artwork, of course, we've seen in the core rules. But I suppose it works for this particular adventure as well. There we go. If this is one of the vehicles that was in Aliens, wasn't it, with the prospectors with Newt. So this adventure kind of okay, moving on, kind of feels a little bit like an Aliens sort of mashup. So Act 3, did they have previous acts? Act 2. Oh, so these are events. Here we go. The following section contains events that you can spring on your players, divided into acts 1, 2 and 3. These events, yeah. So this is again similar to little sort of story hooks that were in the core rules. So yeah, it seems to me that essentially we have the locations broken down. We got the trigger point of something. Once something happens, this then moves you on to the next act. And then during the course of any of these acts, you can use these events and just add little elements in. That's pretty cool. This would be handy. I think this would be handy if this was a handout for the game mother. Just so you have reference. And then we have a final horror. and a sign off. Alright. That's good. That's good. So let's take a look at some of these. This is all nicely reproduced on a kind of treated paper. So there's a little bit of thickness to it, but it's got a bit of a gloss, sort of satin finish to it. Just means it should stand up with a reasonable amount of sort of handling from various players. So what do we have? We basically have the mining complex, don't we? What did they discover? We have the sort of topographical map where players will land. The mining facility, which is just really small, isn't it? And then travelling all the way over to the mine entrance. Gosh, can you imagine you're on this world years at a time. Benjamin York, Executive Officer. Personality lazy. So Isla Witt, Navigation Officer. Martina Martinez, Science Officer. I like the style of the character art here. Eve Weiss, Medical Officer. And Dominic Jeffers, Engineer. Which of these characters might you go as, Roger? Do you go as the Executive Officer, the Navigation Officer, Science, Medical, or Engineer? I do like the art. I think this is really cool. Engineer or Medical? Alright, let's look at the Engineer. So you're a roughneck. You've got true grit. You can push a skill roll based on strength twice. Stress level +1 for each push. You're a bit boastful. Your buddy is Martinez. Who's Martinez? Science Officer. You get on well. Rival is York. I wonder if these characters might even survive the encounter. Because that's the one thing about the Alien games, isn't it? Is that you've got to accept the fact that your player characters may not survive. But I'm assuming that the next chapter in this saga would have another 5 characters. Because, you know, in a movie, you don't necessarily get every character returning, do you? Let's have a look at these maps. These, of course, are the miniature maps, as we discovered when we looked at the starter set. So we've already seen sort of the GM version. Wow! Oh, this is great. This is very cool. Clearly, it's pretty big, this map. But it's suitable, of course, for your miniatures, and or if you don't want to go for the miniature set, then of course you've got your tokens, haven't you? So, yes, these tokens are essentially the size of the base that your miniatures would be. So this would look great on the table, so long as you have a big enough table to be able to show it all off. But the artwork's nice. I really like it. There's part of me that hopes that they might release map packs. So maps done in the style, same style, but for just random different locations, different facilities, a space station, a prison facility, just so that, you know, you could create your own adventures and base them in these locations. Maybe they have a small booklet that has lots of little hooks, that has elements in the artwork that could be used in different ways, but hey, here's our sort of idea of how that particular piece of art might be used. This is cool. I like it. We got the refinery here. We got workshops, engineering, garage. So this is obviously where the transport, different ships that are floating in space. Oh yes, yeah. Well, dare I say it? Some kind of what? Space Hulk? Oh, why not? Why not? No one's gonna sue me. Operations. Because actually, that's something. That's. I mean, it kind of seems very obvious where Space Hulk came from. But if we think about it, the Aliens movie, it's the Marines on, you know, inside a sort of facility on the land. But what would it be like having the Marines dock with a floating ship that ultimately had been taken over by a load of xenomorphs? That actually would be really cool and would be unique for effectively the Aliens sort of franchise. Though I suppose Romulus would, I mean, that was a space station. It's kind of, and even Alien 4's on a space station, isn't it? So yes, I think having lots of big maps like this as a pack could be cool. Hey Mike, thanks for dropping by. Good call on Space Hulk. Yeah. Well, it is one of my favourite games, but of course it's a favourite because, you know, arguably this is the source of it, isn't it? Really, it's the whole prospect of Aliens, just then with the Games Workshop sort of theming. What do we have here? Oh wow. Yeah, we won't look into that too much, but that looks ominous to me. So those were our player-facing miniature maps, and then as we discovered, this is the maps for the GM, isn't it? So same again. I really like these. This is very cool. Have you played the Alien role-playing game, Mike? Are you familiar with it? Let's put this all together and we'll take a look then at the miniatures. Yes, are you a fan? Will you be getting the Evolved edition? We took a look at the starter set and the core rules last week. You are indeed. Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm excited about looking through this in more detail, but I'm really excited about looking at these miniatures. It's been a while. It's been a while since we took a look at minis on this channel. So let's take a look, see what we get. So, Alien RPG miniature set Rapture Protocol includes 20 high-quality hard plastic miniatures for the official Alien the role-playing game. This set is specifically designed to bring the events of the Rapture Protocol cinematic adventure to life, but fully complements other adventures and skirmish battles throughout the Alien RPG series. These miniatures in the 28mm scale are perfectly sized for use on the large battle maps included in cinematic adventures for the Alien RPG Evolved Edition, such as Rapture Protocol and Hope's Last Day. So skirmish rules as a bonus. This box set includes a booklet with simplified combat rules and a scenario generator that make it possible to play quick skirmish battle rules in the Alien universe using the included miniatures. Ah, okay. Let's take a look. Oh, there we go. So, put that to one side. We do have some things in the bottom. More tokens. I'm liking the amount of tokens that are available here. So we're going to look at this first. So this is version 1.0 of the Alien RPG Skirmish rule set. These rules will be developed continuously, and the latest version is available for free download at alien-rpg.com. There you can also download game maps compatible with these rules. Oh, there we go. So alien-rpg.com. There you go and check it out and see, get yourself the latest version of the rules if they've already been updated, and game maps. Let's see what else is available. So rules and tools in this booklet let you use the miniatures and tokens in this box set to play out brief and bloody skirmish battles in the iconic Alien universe. The rules are based on the Alien tabletop role-playing game, available separately, but condensed and adapted for skirmish play between 2 players. The rules are designed for small engagements with less than 10 characters on each side. This is cool. These rules are designed for use for detailed battle maps, such as Hope's Last Day Starter, Rapture Protocol, and other expansions for the Evolved Edition. But they work just as well on maps or terrain created by yourself. Yes, yes, yes. Ideally, the background should be, or the battleground, sorry, it should be 60 by 90, so 2 by 3 feet, with ample space to hide and sneak around in. This is cool. This is very cool. So this box set has miniature models for space truckers, Wayland Yutani commandos, and xenomorphs. More models will be released in future miniature sets for the Alien RPG, and you can use other suitable miniatures that you have available. Because of course, yes, there has been other Alien miniature games, haven't there? So I'm very excited. Everything is leading towards the idea that there will be other miniature sets. So that's cool. Because I've looked at the minis and I love them, and then I'm going, oh, but what about this mini and what about that mini? And yes, so there is hope. That's cool. So pretty much, as it said, it's a condensed version of the rules for combat, line of sight, stealth, ranged and melee combat. Just cut down and so that it's more focused towards just miniature play. These are 28mm Roga, so they're slightly on the smaller sort of side, I guess. if I'm right in thinking, think of the Infinity miniatures we used to take a look at, around that sort of size. Damage, panic, stress levels, xenomorphs. So at the start of the game, xenomorph models aren't placed directly on the battlefield. Instead, motion detector ping tokens are used. Where's the ping? Where's the ping? Oh, there we go. Bum, 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 bum. That's cool. Oh. Yeah, I like it. Oh, a false ping. In addition, the xenomorph player also controls one false ping token, with a flip side showing the image of a cat. Hey, oh yeah, there we go. There's a cat. Oh, that's brilliant. That's really cool. I like that. Building teams. Okay. So we do have, this is just going over the minis. So we have space truckers, we have our colonial marines, we have our Weyland-Yutani commandos, face huggers, chest bursters, drones. Now it did say that we've got Weyland-Yutani commandos, but we don't think we've got colonial marines in this set. Not that I sort of recognise, but we'll take a look in a bit. Scenarios. What have we got? Here we go. Last survivors. In a scenario, a small group of desperate survivors must eliminate deadly xenomorphs on their ship, but first they must find the tools to do the job. So team is space truckers versus xenomorphs. And we use the map of the Fidanza. The Gauntlet. A group of space truckers must retrieve keycards on a colony infested by xenomorphs in order to access a shuttle to bring them to safety. Hadley's Hope. Hope's Last Day starter set. Dog catchers. In a scenario, a squad of Weyland-Yutani commandos enter a mining colony overrun by xenomorphs to capture a creature alive for the company. And there we go. So just a couple of little ideas. That's cool. I'm very excited about this, as you can tell. Let's take a look at the minis. Now, let's just put these over here. And, right. Ha ha ha. So, well, let's just take a look at the aliens first. Come on. These are very nice. We've got a textured base, which is the same sort of deck plating that is in the actual movies. These are very nicely made. I'm trying to see if I can find any sort of mold lines on this, because of course that's the painter side of me looking at this. And no, these are actually really nice. Typically, we'd always look at minis and we go, well, these are minis for board games, and so they are a certain quality. And then these are miniatures for, I suppose, skirmish games, aren't they? This is definitely more on the side of miniatures for skirmish games. The quality is actually really, really nice. Detail's good. Oh, yeah, we do actually have a bit of a mold line there. I can see one. So, they do have them. They'll look cool painted, yes, oh absolutely. The only downside, which of course I've said numerous times over the years, is that when you get a miniature that is from a board game, or where it says no assembly is required. And of course, for some people, that's a blessing, but for miniature painters, it's a curse, because we want to take them off the base and be able to paint up and underneath, don't we? But so that's the pros and cons of it, I guess. Is it you don't need to do that. See, like this guy is going to be difficult to paint underneath. It's going to be difficult to paint the base. And that just is what it is, isn't it? I suppose he is. It looks as, I mean, obviously it's probably been glued on, but it'll be some kind of plastic glue, which means effectively it's welded onto the base. And that's the sort of the downside to it. You kind of got to paint these and just be not too particular with the fact of you cannot reach underneath that. It's going to be very difficult. And that would drive me nuts. And so, oh yeah, it's exactly the same miniature, isn't it? So straight away, this is something that I recognised. Just a black shadow underneath. Yeah, pretty much. I think that's all you could achieve. But straight away, so we've got the face huggers. We've got our xenomorph drones. We haven't got the egg. Where's the egg? We haven't got a queen. That's what I'm looking for. We got somebody in a power loader, which again looks brilliant. It's going to be so difficult to paint this. Certainly hurt the arms coming up underneath the actual sort of, I suppose, roll cage type thing. Yeah, hard to paint the person inside. Yeah. Yeah, and yet there's a lot of detail there. I mean, I can see eyebrows and everything, you know. Actually looks like a really nice miniature model, but it's going to be nigh impossible to get to it. So, I don't know. Maybe I would have to, maybe some of these, paint them sort of abstract. I don't know. Does that work? So, I guess this is our space truckers. And again, you know, these miniatures will look fantastic in the Alien, but you could use them into many other sort of sci-fi themed games. These work as just good player character models. Has he got a cigarette? Yeah, it looks like he has. That's cool. Like it. Granted, of course, don't smoke, but cool that the character's got a cigarette. Crowbar. His name's Freeman. That's what I'm naming. So maybe she's the pilot. She looks like, yeah, she's got sort of headphones on. And then you got some sort of data pad. Yeah, these are all really nice. I'm assuming it's, yeah, our commandos are up at the top, so most of these are either colony workers or the space truckers. And they all seem to have sort of longish hair and long sideburns. So I think there's very much that sort of 70s style going on. A lot of people putting their hands on their hips. What's this? Medicine, Medipack. So this must be the medic. They do have little notes on. So this is like A4. So obviously she'll represent an actual character within the game. In fact, actually, this will be the... Is this the crew? Is this... Yes, this is going to be the crew, isn't it? This is your NPCs. Of course. Here's our pilot. So I could have been looking at the actual the names for this, couldn't I? So is this our engineer, or is this the... No, actually, no. Here we go. You said you wanted to be an engineer, didn't you, Roger? So I think this is the engineer. And this guy is the commanding officer. And then we do have... This is the Wayland Yutani Commandos. With their pulse rifles. So I imagine that Colonial Marines will be in another set. But I'm glad that they've got a reasonable number of different poses going on here. Now, I'm assuming, of course, that there is a creative decision here. I just noticed that they're all essentially got pulse rifles. We haven't got any other weapons. So no one's got like a flamethrower or a shotgun. That doesn't stop you, of course, of equipping the character with that. It's just it's not represented as part of the miniature. Yeah, I like these. These are really cool. But as pointed out, there's just a couple of these designs. It's only actually, it's the face huggers and the power loader. Those to paint are going to be problematic, aren't they? So I'm not quite sure. I imagine that this, but as I say, this is you could maybe carefully a very this is the painter side of me definitely talking now. Very sharp scalpel knife. You could take it off at the main points to be able to access her, because it's just a little drop of glue on each of those. This is all going to be yellow, I'm assuming. Small dot, wouldn't take much to be able to put that right back on in. So that's what I would do. Because I would want to paint up the person inside, of course I would. Some of this detail at the back here, yeah, it doesn't matter too much about. It's just that roll cage that's making it difficult. And you want this one to be one of your hero pieces, don't you? So I think you could get away with it maybe just underneath. Oh, just there. Just a quick slice. But anyhow, we'll see. I'm hoping to try and get the paint brushes out next year. It feels like it's been far too long. So, there we go. That's a quick look through. Alien role-playing game, Rapture Protocol, the first cinematic adventure for the Jeremiah Saga. Definitely looking forward to what comes next. What did you think, Roger? What do you think, Mike? Are you excited to check this out? In space, will anybody hear you scream? Leave a comment on the video if it's a game you're interested in, or any questions you might have. I'll do my best to answer them for you. Right, so on Wednesday we have something a little bit different. From time to time, companies reach out and ask me to take a look at a game that they are releasing, and what we actually have, get to the right one, is we've got a digital version of a board game that we played, oh gosh, maybe a good year or so ago. So this is the digital edition for King Domino. We had a lot of fun. We played, in fact, King Domino Origins. So we're going to be playing the first game in digital format, and that's going to be taking place on Wednesday. I believe that they have now got the game available on basically the Apple Store, on Google Play, and what was most recent was its launch onto Steam. So pretty much you can play this game on any format, on any device for the most part. So so that's what we're going to do. We'll play it against the AI, and if there's people in the chat and they want to have a go, then maybe we can play it sort of past the pad sort of style, like we used to do in the old days. So I'm looking forward to that. That's what we're going to be doing on Wednesday night from 7 o'clock. King Domino Digital Edition. So hopefully you'll be able to join me for that. But until Wednesday, bye for now.